got the new Royalist Tri-Tube Preamp from Tone King on the bench today. This is a 2-channel tube preamp with a built-in 0-watt power amp, built-in attenuation, IR loading, and a stereo effects loop. Furthermore, you can use this in conjunction with your existing amplifier to add channels to it. It has a dedicated section, not dissimilar to something like the Synergy Syn 1 and Syn 2, that let you essentially 4-cable method your amp so that you can use the preamp channels in the Royalist, or you can use your amplifier. I'm going to be focusing on direct applications here, and I want to start out by just plugging this in. No external effects, no playing around with the software editor, although there is a fully featured software editor that lets you add a bunch of extra features. This can do so much, but we'll just plug in to start, make a bunch of noise, and then I will add some effects to it and my own IR, and we'll make a bunch of glorious guitar noises. Let's do it. Start off with a Les Paul. I'm plugging straight into the Royalist and coming out in stereo via the XLR outputs into my audio interface. There is nothing happening in post on the guitars. This is how it ships from the box. I haven't changed the IRs, I haven't connected to the editor and changed any of the advanced settings yet. The two channels have identical controls, but they do feature different tone stacks. Channel 1 has your JTM 45 or Bassman style tone stack, whereas channel 2 has more of your Plexi or Super Lead style tone stack on there. You have a 3-way cab selector, and this comes preloaded with 3 own hammer IRs. If you do connect to the editor, I think they've got another 20 IRs that you can select from, and you can of course load your own. We'll hear some clips with my free IR later in the video. As always, if you want my free IR, it's linked in the video description. There is a 3-way mode switch on here labeled 1964, 1967 and 1970. So 64 is going to give you your early JTM 45 tone, 67 is going to give you your prime era Plexi, and 1970 is going to be a little bit more aggressive for that metal panel super lead tone. You've also got a 2-way fat switch on here. Otherwise, if you've ever played a Marshall style amp before, you know exactly what to expect on here. I'll just let you hear the 2 channels on the same settings so that you can hear the very subtle differences in the tone stack on there. I should mention as well, you've got a built-in stereo reverb on here that you can foot switch in and out. I'm gonna leave it at 0 at the moment and just bring it in a little bit. You've also got this attenuation control on here. So there's a built-in Iron Man attenuator. The design of this with the 0-watt power amp and this attenuator means that you get that cranked up tone at any output level that you like. I just think of this as your master volume control on here. So even though this one's called volume, it's really your gain control or distortion control on there. I like that this as well on the attenuation section has indents on there, so it's not a continuous control. It's kind of like using a channel strip. It makes it really easy to match the settings on there. Okay, let's have a listen to them at the same settings. I'm just going to dial in channel 1 and let you hear some of the options, and we'll do the same for channel 2. This is a 2012 Sir Modern Pro. It has a Thornbucker in the neck position, a Thornbucker Plus in the bridge position. This is going into the excellent Past Effects OG1. I'm mostly going to be using that on the SD1 mode as a level boost. That's going to the front of the Royalist, and I've got the Fractal VP4 in the loop. The OG1 is currently off. The loop is bypassed. I can engage it by pressing and holding this middle button. I'm going to start with the reverb off on channel 1. I've got this on the 1964 mode for a nice full sounding JTM style tone. We're going to bring in a little bit of multi-tap delay from the VP4, and then I will boost the front end with the OG1. But first, let's just hear the neck humbucker. The front end with a boost, adding a bit of that V-shaped graphic EQ and some grease on there is a ticket to the late 80s. I really like that as a starting point, you've got those solid JTM and Plexi style tones in there, but this is a lot more than just a compromised amp replacement on here. To me, this takes all the best things of those classic amp designs that I think for players like myself really are the foundational point of our tone. I grew up playing Marshalls and learning how to dial them in and learning all the ins and outs of what guitars and pedals and pickups to use with them to get the tones that I wanted. So this immediately feels really familiar. Like you plug it in, you put the knobs where you expect it to, and it does the thing. But we all own loads and loads of other pieces of gear, and I like that there's multiple ways that this can interact with them. You can load your own IRs on there, like all the other Synergy and Boutique products on there. You can deep dive in the editor to play around with the built-in post EQ curves on there. You can set up MIDI presets on here. So this could really serve as the heart of a MIDI switchable rig as well. And with that 0-watt power amp in there, you get all that thrack and all the gank that we associate with classic Marshall tones. I think it's awesome to see not only this form factor really taking off, but some of the innovations that are coming into the system, like that 0-watt power amp, so you get all that phase inverter goodness happening in there. It's just really cool to see this form factor take off, and I love the tones out of this Royalist Preamp pedal. It's right in my wheelhouse. As I said earlier, as someone who grew up playing really loud Marshalls, it immediately gives me that AC/DC vibe, and then you can build on that and go beyond it. If you've got any questions or requests, please let me know in the comment section below. If you want my free IR, it is linked in the video description. You can support me directly by buying some of the music that I make with my band Ragdoll, or checking out my Patreon for some exclusive content. A big thank you to the team at Boutique Amps for setting up this video. I'm going to play you all out with a few more tones from the Royalist. I'll see you on the next one. Go and grab your guitars and make some dirty loud guitar music now. I'll see ya.